All right. We're back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. As usual, I'm your host, Mark Pierce. We're sitting over here on the Floyd wall. More Floyd than can take up this picture. My favorite band ever. Even got my coffee mug going this morning because that's an important clue right there as to what we're doing today. It is September 6th. Hope you're all doing well. What is September 6th? Well, we got a couple of birthdays here. First and foremost, my father-in-law, Ferg Jansen, is 80 years old today. Let's cover him for a minute. I could do a whole show about Ferg, couldn't we all? Anyone who knows Ferg is a better person because of it. What a guy. I don't know if I can cover him in a matter of minutes, but everyone loves Ferg. He's a great guy. And from lessons on wine and food and cutting trees and life in general, his philosophies, we could go on and on. But what are some of our favorite Fergisms, some favorite quotes of his over the years? He was famous for saying he was starving because he had only had a banana that day. Every day he'd only had a banana, and he was so hungry he could eat a horse. That was every single day. Also, from a young age, Jansen girls don't chew gum. That was just what he thought was a mantra that was a rule. Of course, broken. Just not in front of Ferg, that's all. One time, after drinking a little bit of bourbon with his sons-in-laws and smoking a cigar, he says, the song comes on the radio and it's Sgt. Pepper's from the Beatles, and he says, I wrote that song. Only to say, I wonder if Linda will let me take this cigar home with me. He was also famous for nodding off during family events, given that he had a schedule that often kept him up late and got him up early. He had to get up early usually to eat first of the month to do inventory. There was always that. I got to do inventory, got to count stuff. And let's not forget, I got to hang a banner in the morning. Hang those banners in Simsbury. Can't do that. I got to hang a banner in the morning. He nods off one time at a family event, gets woken up and says, now that's why I quit flying. Another one, when I hear the song America, I cry. Hey, look at that tree. It's beautiful. Ferg, you want to play a game? I don't play games. I only play life. Another favorite is from Ayrton. I don't have all the specifics exactly, but I get the gist of it. Doing inventory with Ayrton at the restaurant one morning. I think Ayrton had a new pair of shoes, maybe some Keens. They were talking about their shoes and look down and see Ferg's got a pair of Keens, only they're these giant hiking steel-toed boots or whatever. And he says, those aren't boots, these are boots. I could choke a bear with these. What does that even mean? So many more. I mean, Ferg, to be around Ferg is just an absolute pleasure. Favorite quote forever and ever from his own mother upon anyone leaving to go out, especially a teenager. He would always say, and we always say to our girls, remember who you are and what you represent. Thanks, Ferg. That is an awesome one, courtesy of your mother. What does it say on Ferg's pickup truck? I think I mentioned it before, but he's got that big white shark of his, Great White, and on that bumper is only one bumper sticker, and it says, what would Neil Young do? Perfect for Ferg. He's a lover of music, the Beatles, the Doors, the Stones, a little bit of Pink Floyd in there if you want. He's got the Mamas and the Papas. We play that a lot. We've got, obviously Neil Young and Crosby, Stills and Nash, Jim Croce, Neil Diamond, Gordon Lightfoot, Lyle Lovett. It just goes on and on and on. What a guy. Ferg, we all love you. 80th birthday today. Can't wait to celebrate later. We're going to break out some special beverages. Happy birthday to you. Cheers to Ferg Jansen. All right. Now, we got another birthday. We're at Song of the Day here, right? So we got another birthday. And my favorite band, that's why we're over here, this guy right here on my shirt, Roger Waters. George Roger Waters is 77 years old today. Happy birthday, Roger. If you're listening, I know you are. Shout out to me. Give me a ring. Text me something. Just want to know that you know that I'm thinking of you on your birthday. A lot to say about Roger Waters and Pink Floyd. I can't do one show on that because that will be about a 25-minute show. And so I'm going to try to keep pace with the album release dates as my spotlight, but I am going to do a quick summary here to the best of my ability. The important thing to know about Roger when he growing up, though, is that his father was killed in World War II on February 18th, 1944 in the Battle of Anzio. Roger was 5 months old, and that event would pretty much guide his musical journey up until now. Even today, when you see him in concert, he makes references to that. And a lot, his father's middle name, right, Fletcher, the Fletcher, that's referred to in the final cut. Anyway, if you haven't seen his concert films, if you haven't seen anything like that, you got to check it out. But he goes off to school. He and his bandmates formed Pink Floyd in 1965. By 1968, everyone knows this part of the story, right? Syd Barrett, unable to mentally continue being the singer, spirals and leaves the band. Roger takes over and he pens and writes and sings for the next 5 albums, those iconic albums that we all know. Of course, Dark Side of the Moon, 1973. Yep. Dark Side of the Moon spent 736 weeks in the Billboard Top 200. 15 years, people. Think about that. 40 million copies. I mean, that's insanity, right? That's when I was introduced to Pink Floyd. That song Money when I was a kid. And that was it. From there on out, Between the Wall and everything else, that's when I started my journey with Roger and Pink Floyd. We're going to cover Wish You Were Here. They got a 45th anniversary next Saturday, so we'll cover that. Bunch of Pink Floyd anniversaries and Roger Waters anniversaries this week, so we're doing a lot this week, so you're going to have to stick with me. I've got a shirt for every day this week that involves Roger Waters and Pink Floyd. Probably more shirts than days in the week, but we're going to try to throw those out. Monday, right? Monday is the anniversary of Amused to Death, his solo record, and Momentary Lapse of Reason from the other Pink Floyd, right? And then you've also got, like I said, Wish You Were Here at the end of the week. So we're going to do a lot of talking about this. Got to cover the album Animals, my favorite Floyd album next to The Wall. We got my Animals review. Where is that? Right over there. Got the original ad for Animals in Rolling Stone magazine. The actual review was terrible. Feckless fauna and flora. Anyway, I love that album. We're going to talk about that in a second. Of course, The Wall, 23 million copies. That's the one we were all chanting that song, Another Brick in the Wall, as kids in middle school. We're going to do a whole show on that. The final cut, 1983, of The Leftovers from The Wall, as it says, by Roger Waters and performed by Pink Floyd. That's when things started to go south. He leaves in 85, puts out a solo album, Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking. Got that right up there. Right up there. That's the English import version without the black square on the woman's backside. Who played guitar on that record? Eric Clapton. And who played sax? David Sanborn. He even toured with Eric Clapton, but the tour, it just did not take off. It did not do well. Rolling Stone called that rock bottom 1-star record. I do like several of the songs on that record, though, and you can clearly tell it is Eric Clapton. And I think someone out there told me they saw that tour. Amazing. After that, in 87, Radio Chaos. I can't wait to cover Radio Chaos again. Can't cover this all right now, but that's my favorite solo record by him by far. It's just the average story of Billy, a mute who can hear radio waves in his head in the Welsh mining town of poverty. He hears radio waves in his head. He figures out how to communicate with a radio DJ, eventually getting control of the world's computers and getting angry at the state of the world around him and simulating a nuclear war. Love that record. Then 1990, put out The Wall live in Berlin. The collapse of the Berlin Wall brings out all these stars to play that album. That was a big deal. 92, Amused to Death. Like I said, that's an anniversary coming up this week. Another great record. I love a couple of songs on there a lot. There's some real good ones on there. 1999, he does the In the Flesh tour. After 12 years of not touring, he goes out on tour without a new album. Sarah and I's first experience with him at the Oakdale Theater, 5th row center, changed our trajectory for life for concerts. We end up following him around. I think we've seen him 8 times. I got tickets to This Is Not a Drill tour that was supposed to happen this past summer. We got great seats for Albany, seats for Boston. Roger, make it happen. I can't wait to see you again. Speaking of concerts, that last one we went to, VIP seating in Boston. Surprise in the mail, we got this. One each of these puppies. A VIP package. Swag. We're knocking things over here. Anyway, this had the mug, the blanket you see behind me, keychain, all kinds of stuff. Pretty amazing. Love it. All right, so he obviously did the Wall tour. This last tour, I mean, we've seen him so many times. He's so good live in concert. He's our favorite. I mean, it's just really, really good stuff. We're at 11 and a half minutes, so we're going to have to wind this down. But we're going to be covering more Floyd and more Roger Waters. I'm going to skip over the part where they don't get along, because that's a long, hashed out story. They're tired of talking about it ad nauseum. We all know the story. It's just not a thing. I do, however, would like to make my plug. My plug is for that anniversary remaster of Animals. I know you guys are fighting about it. At least if I listen to what Roger has to say. David Gilmour, come on, just make it happen. What's the holdup? Please. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, how do I pick a song of the day from Roger Waters? That's tough to do. It should probably be Another Brick in the Wall. That would be the obvious choice, but I'm not doing that today. We're going to do that on another day. I got to do Animals, because Animals is pretty much my favorite record. It's the one that I would say I've played the most. I mean, The Wall should be my favorite. It's probably a tie, but if you talk about what I've played the most, it's by far Animals. A lot of people not familiar with that. It's a record that involves 3 sets of animals: dogs, pigs, and sheep. Pigs are the elite social leaders of the world or of the area. Sheep are the followers, the drone mindless followers, and then the dogs are the businessmen who don't like the pigs, but they use very strong-arm tactics to get what they want. The song Pigs he performs in concert to this day. That record was written almost 45 years ago. Think about the lyrics to this song and how it has been portrayed now into current events. It's pretty amazing that that's the message that gets through as far as how that works. It's just pretty crazy about these lyrics. Who did he write that about originally? Well, this woman was a very ultra-conservative running in England, and she was going on really conservative values, wanted to censor television, really Puritan ways, and so he wrote that about her. Guess what her last name is? Her last name is Whitehouse. Can't make it up. Anyway, this performance from Rio de Janeiro in front of 300,000 people is pretty amazing. Look at what they can do with concerts and footage and whatever else, but the way that this song unfolds is pretty amazing to see. It's awesome to see in concert, and it does resonate with, well, at least 52% of the country or something here in the United States now that he's applied it to here. But anyway, that's your song of the day. It's Pigs, 3 different ones. Roger Waters. Happy birthday to you, Roger. Don't forget to hit me up. And once again, more importantly, Ferg. Ferg! You can't say Ferg without like yelling at you, just to be like, Ferg! You know, because he'll talk to you from afar. He'll be telling you something that then he'll just say one sentence, I can't hear you, and just keep working. Keep going. Happy birthday to you, Ferg. 80. Thanks for sticking with me 14 and a half minutes. Have a great Sunday. We're going to have a great day today. Back to work Tuesday, right? We get the extra holiday tomorrow. So enjoy it. Have a great day. As usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.